Welcome to I forgot the name of the show.
Nope, keeping it. We're keeping it.
Yep. No. Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower. And with me today, we got
Kyle McIntyre.
Oh, and then a special guest. It's been years. Friend of the show.
So long.
Friend of all y'alls out there. We got Mr. Coe Schneider joining us.
Woo!
Woo!
Out here in the Far East.
Yeah. Far East County. Yeah, Coe used to live in San Diego. Now you moved to Nashville?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nashville-ish.
Oh,
Gashville.
Stashville, Smashville.
Smashville.
Listen, just a Smash Mouth out there. Somebody!
Yeah, that's all we listen to.
But, all right, we're going to catch up with Coe, but I feel like we got to stick to the script or Kyle's going to be pissed.
Yeah, I'm fucking...
Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking, what's grooving, what is good? We haven't talked to Coe in 2 years, but Kyle's like,
yeah,
I buy some...
God, he can wait.
Yeah, he's already waited 2 years. All right, Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking, what's grooving, what is good?
Well, it's my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's, every... was it Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah.
It's always a bitch when I worked retail trying to get it off. They're like, no, you gotta work it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I got such sick plans, guys. I gotta go.
I gotta
do nothing at home.
I gotta eat a whole sheet cake. I gotta
a whole sheet cake.
Yeah. Just by yourself.
Damn.
You don't
Some
share
good goals, actually.
You don't share it at all.
Yeah. I make it myself, and then I'm like, whew.
You just start with your hands. Just frosting and cake everywhere.
Yeah. So, it's a pretty sweet weekend. It's a little warm. We, just didn't really do a whole lot. Just drove into town.
Yeah.
Perused a little bit. Johnny did send me a pedal.
Yes,
like he does. For my birthday.
Yep.
So I'll show it off. It's this one right here. So of course I'm into the Boss 20 series. Let's see if we get that right there.
Yep.
Boss 20 series. So he sent me the chorus ensemble, which is pretty sweet. It's got the CE1. It's got the dimensional D.
Nice.
But then they have the dimensional Duke. I went and filled out the rest of it.
Dudes rock, let's go.
This dick is out of this dimension, actually. I just had the best dick.
I just had the best dick. It's out of this dimension.
Yeah. That's how people talk after.
God,
I just had the best dick.
Click the knob a bunch of times and be like, ding, 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 give me it.
Well, yeah, I don't get what standard chorus is, though. There's no, explanation on here what standard chorus
What's
is.
the standard? The gold standard.
What is that, though? I thought the CE1 was the fucking standard
I don't know.
for
Isn't it
chorus, but it's
CE2?
already listed on here.
Okay. Well, because you're getting
Then
into
there's
the 20 series, so now what does that bring you up to now?
Well, I got more, so I'm not
Okay.
spoiling it for you. Up to here, I guess it's the slicer, the...
Dicer.
Yeah, slice of the dice of the 69. Oh,
Yeah.
no, 69er. Let's see. Space Echo Slicer CE 20 now.
Yeah, it's good.
Chorus ensemble.
It's a good start.
And then, hold on, I got a stack here. I got to slide some shit around. And then while I was out today, I found, just at a local pawn shop,
Mm-hmm.
they had the graphic EQ, right? Which is actually kind of cool. You think, oh, EQ. Yeah, I have Coe's EQ pedal still, so he's probably like, what's an EQ pedal? I do.
Cool.
I would like to use an EQ if I had one.
Yeah, it has your name on it still, so
Nice.
you have to come get it.
I thought maybe I had sold it or lost it somewhere along the way.
No, Kyle.
I still have to mod it for you, or maybe I'll just send you
Okay.
my modded one. But anyways, back to me hoarding pedals, apparently other people's. But what's cool about this is you can flip through EQs. which I've never had that ability. Always you're like, oh, well, fucking, well, I want to make it like a wave, or I want to dip down, or
to scoop all the
Scoop that.
Yeah. What's interesting, you can flip through. They have preloaded ones. You can also set your own, which is cool. But, I was flipping like a metal tone back to, or metal EQ back to, brighter sounding, which was interesting, actually. But this is probably the simplest, most basic one. Got for real cheap, and next to this one was another CE20. So of course I bought it for like super cheap.
Yeah,
Naturally.
And I'm not a flipper, but we got a flipper with us here.
Yeah,
former or
flipper.
current flipper.
Something along those lines.
I don't really flip pedals. I'm a black hole when it comes to pedals.
Yeah,
I'm like, ooh, broken pedals, give them to me.
Yeah, I need that from my boneyard.
Yeah, just throw it right over there. So
you just have a
I'm not sure
in your room full of just broken pedals.
I have a box that says boneyard pedals, by the way. It's
so
the boneyard.
Never be able to get to it. You just fill up a Rubbermaid full of
it. Like a Christmas box you never open ever again.
Yeah.
Like Christmas decorations.
Yeah. And you're like, I got this for a good deal. You just put it in the attic.
So I will either sell it, which I don't know if I will, or I'll send it with my sister. She's getting into guitar, and she doesn't have any pedals. She plays out of a bass amp I let her use, and someone, my uncle loaned her, or actually, I'm not sure if he gave it or loaned her a guitar, but she has no effects pedals, so she's playing clean. I'm like, tone is not in the fingers, by the way. Well, at least when you're playing through a guitar
through a bass amp, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've ordered some more. I think I'll talk about it next time. I had a debacle with ordering these because like you got to pay attention to the one that you buy.
Yeah.
With
descriptions and stuff like that.
Yeah, description and like what is required, because some of these look like they're regular pedals, but they require other hardware.
Yeah.
So.
There was one you were talking about on a recent episode. I think the one that turns your guitar into a synth sound.
Yep, that's the one.
That one, it requires a special cable and pickup, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's just we're here. We're family. Let's get into it. It's the WP20G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the G, I guess, stands for
guitar.
Yeah. I thought it stood for guitar.
Yeah.
But it stands for GK pickup, apparently.
It stands for go fuck yourself.
So that's what you need. Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
Junior?
So yeah, I ordered it on Reverb or whatever, purchase whatever, and I noted, or actually Johnny, I was like, sick, dude, look what else I got. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you need a pickup.
Like, he said
a
it in the
GK
nicest
pickup
way,
with that.
not to make you sound like, hey, look before you leap, dumbass. And he's like,
yeah. And I'm like, well, let me just,
I think
what does it take to get that installed on a guitar? Which it's not, I think it like sticks down to like underneath your strings, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's like old technology, first of all, and you're paying $150 for that thing. And then the cable that you need for it is like a 9 or 10 pin or whatever thing.
Oh,
and that thing's like $100 just for the cable. You're like, sick, dude.
$100 fucking dollars.
Yeah. So, it could cost you close to $300 to get this thing. And then what am I,
for what?
It sounds like shit at the end of it. It's probably what's going to happen.
It's probably not, it probably sounds okay, but it's like, there's so much better.
Could just get a synth pedal.
Yeah.
And
like the SY.
Just get in the
SYs.
SYs.
Or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like
there was some guitars that came with it stock, though.
Yeah, I think some Fenders.
Yeah. I just didn't want to chase those down. Or I'm like, fuck this. A refund. I'm like, yell at the guy. I'm like, it's your fault. This is happening to you.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah, you have to relist this.
Yeah.
All the 6 watchers you just had are gone. I don't know how Reverb works.
I'm here to fuck up your day.
Yeah. I refunded it, and then I had another instance where I was like, oh, fuck, a rotary ensemble, which was like $130. All the other ones were like $200. I'm like, boom, fucking all day. I was like, bye. And then I looked at it again, and he had a giga delay on the picture. I'm like, they're both the only white pedals they have of this series. And of course, I don't know why you would mix that up. Maybe when you're typing it in. I don't know how that would happen unless you're like a total scam. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
but he just hit that button to auto-populate everything.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe he sold one and had it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I saw that and I was like, I lied him up on reverb. No, I just said, miss whatever. This is the wrong thing. I really want this rotary ensemble, and it wasn't even a deal for a giga delay, which I still need. It wasn't. It was like higher price than the gigas are.
Yeah. The Giga Chad delay.
Yeah, the Giga Chad delay. So, I'm almost there, but I need to take a little break.
You pump the brakes and then.
But I do have one coming in the mail.
Okay.
So I have the OD coming in.
Okay.
So
you got to watch and look at the descriptions of everything before you buy.
Yeah. Yes. All right, kids. Make sure you're reading. You should use that 4th grade reading level for something.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm an idiot.
Lesson learned,
Twice in a row, and it was like the same day. I'm like, God damn it. When are you going to fucking learn?
You look at yourself in the mirror.
Dragging myself out of,
God
grabbing my ear.
You know what you need? Buy some more pedals.
You need a beer, son.
You need a beer and to buy more pedals. It's like, yeah, I think you're right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so, like I said, it was like $50 for this chorus pedal and $75 for the other one. I was like, yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, not bad.
2 pedal. Actually, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might get rid of it or send it off with, build my sister a board and send her off with, she's moving away. And I'm taking that bass amp back. So she's going to have to find a guitar amp.
Yeah.
But.
Dime a dozen.
Anyways.
You get a
yeah,
Peavey.
of course.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I guess, I got way more, but, I can pass it on.
Yeah. Hot potato.
Just dripping with news over here, dude. Fucking drowning in it.
Yeah. All right. Coe, I guess
Yes, sir.
started off, and I guess getting too familiar, and we know you, we love you, but maybe some of the audience hasn't heard from you in a while. Maybe they're unaware. But our buddy Coe Schneider from the band Nite Tides, they're blowing up the circuit out there in Tennessee.
Something like that.
Yeah, people are walking around. Do you hear that, Coe? He moved to Nashville? Who the fuck's Coe?
Oh,
I don't know.
But formerly
let's get an introduction here.
San Diego. He hosted a podcast with a buddy of his, Paul Pennington, Flippin' Flippers. Maybe that's on hiatus, or maybe that's just a previous life there. But so we've been connected, for a while.
Let's hear from the man himself.
Yeah, a lot of love of guitar, music, bands, podcasting. That's where we're interconnected. But Coe moved recently, or I guess maybe over a year ago, right?
It's been like over a year and a half now.
Yeah, and so we
need to know down to the minute.
Yeah, texting.
When you left.
Yeah, back and forth and messaging and keeping up with
Thanksgiving week, 2021.
Writing this down.
All right. So, Coe, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What's grooving? How's
Nothing.
Doing jack shit?
Everything's just the same as it was since the last time y'all heard from me.
Yeah. You got a sick setup though. You got a nice little jam room there.
Yeah. Got my cool little room. Yeah, so I moved to Tennessee from San Diego. And I share it with an air hockey table over there, you see. And some couches and hangout area for the kids, but it's still a music space, which is cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Flippin' Flippers, we went on hiatus when I packed up my old studio. And just because everything was in storage until I got a new place. And then during that time, Paul and his family had some things come up, and I got all set up, but then he wasn't able. And then Flippin' Flippers is just kind of, I don't know. We might revive it. We talk about it, but probably not.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
But.
And in the meantime, I can't help myself but do a lot of things that I probably shouldn't do. And so I joined a band, and I'm practicing regularly, playing regularly, and trying to record and write and all those things, trying to learn how to build guitars. I don't know.
Yeah. So your buddy Ryan Poole,
Just throwing things at a wall. It
Yeah,
sounds
just seeing
like.
what's-
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ!
you joined his band and you're playing bass, right? So
Yep.
That kind of was that like that was a
It's a
first.
respectable job.
Yeah,
by
no,
the
it's
way.
great to be a bass
Oh,
player
yeah.
there. So that was kind of your first instrument, right? Was bass.
Yep.
So now, and then
Yeah,
you
that is
played
my main instrument.
in some punk bands back in high school and stuff like that, and then played
Mhm.
guitar. And you got a lot of guitar gear there, but now going back to bass. I don't know. Do you like it? Is it kind of like a maybe I'm
Yeah.
kind of pushing some of my own thoughts because I'm like I was a bass player initially and then played guitar and playing
Mhm.
and now I'm a bass player and I'm like I really do like it. It's actually like because the thing is always like make the bass player whoever's the shittiest guitarist you play bass.
Yeah.
And to me I'm like I don't know, I definitely dig it. And then
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's particularly with Poole, his style of writing, especially for this band, pushes me way beyond what I would do naturally on bass, which makes it frustrating but also fun.
okay, because he kind of would he like write the songs and then kind of you just play what's written on the album or
So up to a certain point, like I think the first 3 songs that came out, I'm not even on the tracks because I hadn't moved out here, and
Mhm.
it was mostly just him, and he would hire people to do session playing.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, like the songs, some of them were already written, and I just added the bass to it. But now, the last like 6 months, we're getting into the territory where the new songs, I'm like, we're writing them together and moving forward as a band. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
cool.
yeah. I guess you guys have been in bands previously. Is it
Yeah.
like a pretty collaborative effort, or is it kind of going from him like where he wrote most of the first 3 songs to?
Well, yeah, I mean, like the story behind it, Nite Tides, is that when COVID hit, he got kind of slow with work. He's a record producer.
Mhm.
And so he took that as an opportunity to kind of like dive in and do something for himself. And he wrote and recorded the first Nite Tide song pretty much by himself and had a blast with it. I think maybe our guitar player was involved with it, maybe as like a hired gun.
Yeah.
But then after that, that guy became more involved. And then the next song, somebody else became more involved. And so it's grown.
Okay.
Yeah. With each song.
All right. Yeah. And then you had a band in San Diego kind of before you left. It's like a little
Yeah.
trio that you had going on. Are you writing or trying to get a band started out there where you're guitar and singing? And
I made a goal this year. I'm going to write and record 5 new songs
Woo.
and put them out under my own name, whatever that ends up being. So
we're about
We'll
halfway
see.
there. How's that
Yep.
goal going so far?
I am completed on writing 3.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
And I've started demoing, but not like legit tracking yet.
All right. I like that because I have had that goal to start writing songs for a band that I play guitar in and sing for,
Yeah.
I guess, since Plane ended. And so far I have 0. I have nothing done. We were kind of texting back and forth about songwriting. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to make it sound like I'm, depressed or whatever, but I just feel like maybe uninspired to write that kind of style or write for that. I can,
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm, like doing collaborative effort with Just In Case. And it's a lot of like, oh, I have this song or this music idea or riff or whatever. And we're kind of going back and forth. And even like, oh, Adam would have an idea. We start riffing it out. I'm like, okay, structuring it in different parts. I don't have a problem of like, oh, I think that would sound better. Let's cut this part out. But of writing my own song, I'm like,
Yeah.
whereas Kyle, you're just cranking them out, just cranking these songs out. He's got his beat lab over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, between him and Will, like, man, they can crank things out that sound big and full. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. What's your secret, Kyle? What are you doing to get these out? You just recording everything and just kind of like there?
Yeah. Drink beer, have some barbecue.
Yeah.
And then write music, dude.
I guess, yeah, with that, are you, are you recording every idea? Because to me,
Pretty much.
I'm not going to open up a session unless I have most of a song idea down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open a session. I'll make something that might only be like, I don't know, 8 bars, 16 bars, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll come back to it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll fledge it out to like, okay, all right, I'll do the guitar, maybe I'll do a lead over it, and then I'll do a bass, and then, okay, you got this much drum, and then I'm like, all right, well, soup's on. So then I'll
copy paste.
Yeah.
I got a song here. It sounds so great, but it's the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So I think maybe something for me. I don't even record ideas. Maybe that's bad because I think you, when we would play together, you hate this idea. It's like, to me, I'm like, if I don't remember it the next day, it wasn't worth writing or playing, and so I just forget it. I'm like, if I don't remember it.
That's the Cancun mentality.
The what?
Cancun.
Yeah.
Oh, like in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. And
if I blacked out drunk, it was too bad of a night, apparently.
Yeah.
I thought that meant it was a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get so.
I can't remember. That means it's a good song.
It's a good time.
I mean, you couldn't remember the greatest song of.
Oh shit! I don't know if it's worth even starting. I forgot to record video.
Oh, yeah. Who cares? We'll just put an image up or something.
Yeah.
God damn it! She didn't go. You did recording.
There we go. Now, so 20 minutes in, we'll have video.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Got it.
Sweet.
All right. So this will be fun to edit. God damn it, Brad! But
that's fine. I had something in my beard this whole time, so.
It was a string cheese.
No, I don't even know what the hell it was.
Saving some string cheese for later.
Giblets or something.
Giblets.
Dingleberries. I got shit hanging from my beard. So I'm talking so much shit.
Talking all that shit. Yeah.
Anyways.
Let it roll.
Hey.
Yeah. Now we're back. So, all right. So we got the music side of things, and then are you still buying gear, acquiring gear? Is it?
It slowed down quite a bit.
Even in San Diego.
But I got a new bass because new band got to get a new bass, right?
Yeah.
So I got the Sarek Grand, which is awesome. I love it. Short scale. It's a weird, funky body shape that I wasn't sure I was gonna like, but he's standing up and it's hanging from a strap.
False advertising on that. False advertising, by the way, on that fucking bass.
On that name.
Yeah, on that name.
Yeah.
It ain't a grand.
Yeah.
No. Well, sometimes a candy bar says it's going to cost you $100,000 and it don't. So
yeah. So the universe just equals itself out. Perfect.
Yeah, it's balance. It's balance.
Yeah.
those are sweet bass.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Was it custom made, custom paid, custom fitted for you, or did you kind of just pick one that was available?
So that model specifically, Sarek does batches. Like once a year, they'll just do a batch of them and sell them. So it's not custom for me, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then you're saying it's a short scale, huh?
Yeah, 30-inch
Mm-mm.
with the what is that? The not the Filtertron, the Thunderblade pickup from. Why is it blanking? It's the same pickup you like.
Yeah, the TV Jones one.
TV Jones, that's the name.
Yeah, that's cool. Is it in the P-base position?
It's kind of in the P-base position, slanted just a hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. It's cool.
Great sounding pickup.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think I would like it.
I wasn't sure either.
Mm-hmm. And I think because it's so low output, and then all my other basses are the higher output quarter pounders deal there, and I'm like, yeah, actually it really works with the shit ton of gain that I play with. Oh, just burping right in the mic. It actually cleans up really well, but still has a grit, and I'm like, I like it. So, did the new band kind of inspired getting into bass? Or
Yeah. Well, I
Was it
mean,
just-
I've wanted to get a Sarek since I used to represent him on the One Day show, and it just made sense to get that model because I'm like, I want one, and it's cheaper than his custom bases.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. It's was it kind of like a baby blue with pink stripes or
Yep.
racing stripes?
Nailed it.
There you go.
Nailed it. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Then,
Send us a picture. We can post it right now.
Yeah.
Click the link in the description below. It'll be right here.
As I say,
Yeah.
I probably could grab it, but I'm all plugged up with headphones and
Yeah.
weird
You
things.
just pull your
so-
whole rig down.
Yeah.
Everything.
His phone just drops. He's like, thank God I grabbed this base, Kyle. Cracked
Thank
my
God I was
screen."
wearing pants. Wasn't wearing that kilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then I also got a Peavey TNT 130 for my new bass amp to go with the band also.
oh, cool.
How's that going?
That thing is heavier than a Mack truck, but
Nice.
loud, so loud and sounds so good. I love it. But it stays at the studio. I don't take it out unless I absolutely have to.
You
So-
said it was a 115?
well, the model is the 130.
130. Okay.
I think the speaker is a 15.
It's a 30
And it's,
inch
okay.
speaker.
and it's a Black Widow speaker in it
Nice.
yeah.
for those in the
I've-
know of PV stuff.
Is it just, is it with the red around it? Around the...
No.
No, okay. I came across one today for like $200, but it's like a TNT. It's like a newer style.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the Black Widow, the BBW at the bottom of the...
Yeah, no. This is
grill.
the real deal. And not only that, best part of the whole thing, $50.
Damn.
Got it for $50.
Yeah.
Nice. And then
People just throwing that PV shit away.
load up that plug.
yeah.
Probably because they've been lugging around like also the PA system,
Yeah.
you know, and this is like the last piece no one wants. I'm like, fucking get rid. People sell like whole storage units just filled with PV stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you've been breaking your back for 40 years carrying that shit.
And now you're just going to
Breaking
give it
my
away.
back.
Just going to give it away.
Yeah, now you're giving it away. You paid storage fees for the last 20 years on it, thinking that it would go up in value.
Yep.
But now it's just
I mean, you've seen my PV PA board right there.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Power amp and mixer in one, buddy.
dang.
That was one you got for free, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
free.
And then have you used it?
Yeah, my kids play with it a lot, actually. So.
Okay, nice. But your regular gigging amp is that Ampeg, right? 210.
You know, most venues have a house amp
Damn,
backlined for
that's
me,
all-
and
yeah.
so it's one of the best parts about playing bass, man. I don't hardly ever bring an amp. It's awesome.
Yeah, as
You
as
just
much-
borrow someone else's. That's great.
that's the San Diego
Yeah.
standard. San Diego standard is just like, hey, can I just use your amp, man?
Yeah.
Oh man, I totally showed up without an amp.
On accident.
I guess I
/ don't own one.
guess I have to
Um,
use yours. You don't have to play the show. You can get the fuck out of here, pal.
I mean, I own several, but if if the venue has one, I'm not bringing mine.
Yeah.
Forget that.
Yeah.
Very rarely does that happen, and for I guess the gigs that just in case plays. But when it
Mhm.
does happen, it's fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
back in January, we played a show and showed up, and I'm like, killer bass amp. It was like an Ampeg 810 SVT 7 Pro, and I'm like, this is great. I didn't have to. I brought my pedal board. Still went DI out of it.
Yeah.
The dark glass deal there. I'm like, cool. But stage volume, even bringing like a little combo amp, which is my main go-to, and that's actually my only bass amp at the moment. And
We
still,
need to have, by the way, an SVT number system to figure out which one does what or what it does. Like, is there an SVT 1?
I don't know.
I know there's an SVT 2.
Yeah,
There's an SVT Classic.
yeah.
Yeah, is that the one? I know that's the one, but is it number 1?
And then, well, I mean, it's
Yes.
I am number one.
Yeah. Where is there an SVT 6? Come on, guys.
I think so. I think
You're
that's
fucking killing me.
I think that's the preamp. You're like, God.
we got to figure this out.
But yeah, so it's awesome when there is, a bass amp there. And I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I mean, having great bass amps and stuff like that, it's mainly just like for me on stage to feel. I need to feel it. And then I'm going to go front of house out of a DI anyways. So,
yeah,
kind of.
There's going to be some farty sound coming out of the PA anyway. So,
yeah. Well, most of the time it's going to be pretty good out of the, whether you have a Sans amp or a Dark Glass or something like that. What's your, have you like fine-tuned a bass board for your band, or are you just kind of, because I know you always kind of just like grabbing whatever, stick that, and then throwing it on a board.
Sticky fingers, just walking through your studio.
Or are you kind of just like, my bass board?
I did have a pretty regular setup there for a while. There's a tuner, a little bit of drive, whatever flavor of drive I was thinking, and then I would do the Binford 6100 by Pelican Noise Works for some noisiness, and a Sans amp.
No compressor.
And no compressor. No, compressor's useless.
Okay, you're still anti-compressor. I got it.
No, actually, I would like to get on the bandwagon, especially for the sound of this band. Like, it would be extremely useful. But I feel like the only way I'm going to find a compressor I like is if I get a really expensive one, and I can't bring myself to buy an expensive version of something that I've always hated. So
just get an Origin Effects one. Just pick one. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah, no,
it'll be fine.
I'm sure.
I played
a
gig
$400.
The first gig with my Origin, I bought a $350 compressor for bass, and it's awesome. It is awesome. I don't know if it's $350 awesome, but for me, I like the way it feels.
Yeah.
You would hope that a $350 compressor is better than an $80 compressor, which
I hope so.
I would say it is. Maybe it's just me justifying spending that much money.
Well, those things are heavy. Actually, if you picked up those Origin Effects, they're like a pound, so it's probably worth it.
It's
at least in the parts.
350 pounds, mate.
It's lead lined.
Well, they have a lot of knobs on them too, right? We know knobs are expensive.
Yeah.
You get your money's worth right there.
Got 6 knobs on it. That means there's more knobs, more money. You always just do this.
Yeah.
You see switches as knobs, and you're just like.
That was my main pedal setup for a long time. After we got back from tour, I built a bigger board because I'm like, I want to have more sounds, and I put the Octa Step on there.
Okay.
And a couple other noisemakers, and got in a fight with Ryan at practice about it.
I'm sure the band loves it.
Oh, dude, he had a meltdown. He had a meltdown on me in front of everybody. So I stripped my board back down to now. I think all that's on it is my tuner and my DI. I'm like, screw that guy.
You think this is a fucking circus, Coe? You having fun? Huh?
Yeah.
Laugh it up.
It was along those lines, yeah.
Funny you'd say that.
This is big boy music.
Yeah, big boy.
You get it. You're fucking that in the fucking game.
This is for big boy.
That's my picture.
Yeah. Well, it was like.
I'm just talking to Coe over here, guys. Don't worry about it.
You fucking piece of shit.
There was one practice we had.
He's okay, everyone. He's okay.
Where Kyle had bought 2 new pedals, maybe even that day. He got his CE2 Boss, and then his DM2?
DM2, yeah.
Yeah, so analog delay, and then, which is like short delays. I think it goes up to like 300 milliseconds, maybe even 200.
If that.
So it's short. So it's pretty much was like slap and chorus on his bass the whole practice.
Nice.
Like, because he's like, well, I want to play these. And it just sounded like shit. It was the whole time, not switching them on and off. It's like, these are my always on pedals today. I'm like, and it was just like sucked out all the low end. And then Brian's just like, because there's an 810 cab blasting in his right ear, just like, all right, just slap, blah, 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 bass for a punk band. It's like, God damn it, Kyle.
It was pretty sick, though.
Yeah, it was cool, but I'm like, let's not do that again. You had your fun.
Well, I would say that Coe, you've inspired me to get Peavey
Absolutely.
products. So I've definitely I got that Bravo, which I can see in the background.
Yep.
On your screen.
Killer amp. Great.
Got
amp.
me to go outside of my comfort zone. Still will not get that Ampeg micro cab. You cannot make me. All right. That micro rig.
I mean, you must have some documents you need to hold down on your desk somewhere, right?
I couldn't fit it in this fucking room anyways. But yeah, just say, you open my eyes to Peavey is okay to play. Because then we talked about it, like I worked at like a music store when I was like, 14 or something, and maybe 15. For legal purposes, I was 16 and a half with a work permit.
Yeah.
Because my grades were perfect. No, and so, they had like Yamahas there, and they had like Peaveys, and I always like turn my nose up, like, oh god.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was probably the end of the bad stuff, right?
They probably were bad, right? But it's like, Peaveys are dumb, dude. It's all about Fenders, dude. No one plays Peaveys.
Fender, Mesa, Marshall, Ampeg. That's it. It's got to be those brands that you saw, those Warped Tour bands play. I'm like, they don't play Peaveys. Fuck Peavey.
Maybe 5150s.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
and then even I heard the Bandits are good. They're pretty decent amps. So
what do you think?
I don't know. I haven't played one.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. Kyle,
people think the Bravo is the Bravo is the Bandit.
That's what I
think it's like.
Well, the Bandit is it's a one of the solid state ones, right?
Yeah, I think it's 60 watt solid state. But I'm like, if you got one for like $100, that'd be kind of worth a shot to try.
I had one of their little solid states from the same era as the Bravo I got back there, and it was called the Backstage something or other.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Backstage. They have the dumbest names.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna rip on this backstage when I'm supposed to be quiet during whoever's playing before me. Or the audition.
Yeah, we did that. Audition, backstage.
The solo, which is like this big of an amp.
Mm-hmm.
It's super freaking small.
Could have cranked my solo out in this one.
My solo.
There's a cool one that's been on our Facebook Marketplace here for a little while. It's a Peavey Deuce, but somebody put it in a custom like enclosure, and it looks killer.
Nice,
but
they probably want a shitload for it.
Yeah, they want too much, I think. So
yeah.
I would like to get a 6505, like the
Dropping
combo,
the deuce.
the 1x12 combo, but convert it to just a head.
Yeah,
just buy one that someone's already done.
That's what
I see them all the time.
You do?
Here.
Well, let me know. Get it. And then,
just let me go grab a $800 amp for you.
Okay, $800.
Just grab it.
But you like $400, $500. Seen those where they just do head conversions. And I'm like, that'd be nice.
Conversion.
I like there's like PV amps I want to get, but I'm like, I don't think I can break my streak of only owning orange.
You're scared. It's okay. It's natural.
I'm too deep in it now. You gotta commit.
Someone's selling one of those combos for $450.
All right, and then I can, all the woodworking skills that I have, I can make my own head enclosure.
With like a school paste.
Looks like fucking when Homer makes the spice rack. It just looks like fucking nails poking out. Just like, it's all like leaning.
You drive
over.
a nail into the tube or to the circuit board. Perfect.
I built it with the amp around and I just bang, bang, bang. I missed the hammer and just hit the tube. Shit.
Now it works, but just don't touch that nail when it's turned on. All right.
Yeah, it's now part of the circuit.
It's not a light. It is glowing though. Yes. But it's not a light.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Peavey stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, PV stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been part of my vocabulary recently, like a lot. And I look that shit up all the time.
Yeah.
I'm constantly searching it.
All right.
Go on Facebook Marketplace and search Peavey, and it'll tell me, 3 new items since the last time you looked. Like, yeah, hell yeah, what are
Hell
they?
yeah. Well, they're like, oh, what a motorcycle. Why is that? Who's the idiot who put a fucking motorcycle? I'm going to fucking light this
Peavey
asshole up.
motorcycle.
It's a Jake Peavey jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baseball bats.
Yeah.
Like 5150
Yeah.
Rawlings baseball equipment. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, you got me again.
Oh, it's the same asshole. He's like, gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch. Like eventually you're gonna buy one, and then like that's how they list these things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you were tough, but you eventually got me.
Well, yeah, it's like we've
You're
talked
handing
about
him
it.
the money for
Yeah.
whatever it is.
But they keep putting the fucking tags or the wrong tags in these things. I'm like, what do you think I'm gonna buy that? Like,
Yeah,
it's
man.
not what I want, and it's obviously not what's pictured and listed. It's completely different, like brand or whatever. Not gonna be like, yeah, fuck it. I guess I stumbled upon this fucking post. I have money I want to give this person. You win. Like, there's only so many times that you can search for something until you're like, I got to get rid of this money now. Give me your crap.
Bastards.
Motherfuckers. Look at you, motherfucker. All right. We got to a point where Kyle's just searching on Reverb now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's just Facebooking. It's like, oh,
Well,
let's see
you know, you
what
talk about
PV
that, people mislabeling shit. Here's, that Buddha Super Drive, amp where it's like the purplish.
Yeah.
The guy literally has it, a Buddha Super Drive, and then in the title, Fender Peavey Doom PRS amp. That's the title. I haven't even got to the freaking
the Buddha part yet.
The description.
yeah. Absolute tone monster, never abused. Well, we weren't going to call the cops until now.
Zelda N64 Bud Light. They're just putting every buzzword in there.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. So, well, I have a what's new.
Oh, let's get to
tell
that.
us.
Brian,
There we
what's
go.
new with you?
So I played a gig this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Opened up
Sweet.
for the Barstool Preachers and Ultra Bomb. Ultra Bomb is like a, I don't know, super group made up of members from Husker Du, UK Subs, and the Mahones. It was an okay show. Like
Sounds like more like a group instead of a super group.
it just
Nothing out of that was super to me, but you know what? What do I know?
They played some Husker Du songs, and I'm like, oh, okay, I did recognize some of those. So,
Yeah.
but the other bands, I'm like, it's a mediocre group. But no, they were good. I mean, it was an okay show. Just some dumb shit that could have and should have been avoided from the I don't know, sound, the promoters, stuff like that. So like the venue wanted us there at 4 p.m. load in, and the show started at 7 p.m. That's always great.
Jesus.
You know you're waiting 3 fucking hours till the doors open. We were the first band, and we played at 8. So that's 4 hours till you play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like half a work day. Like,
It's not like you're on the road making a bunch of money.
Yeah, just to sit there. I'm like, good God. So, just to show up and wait kind of thing. So that sucks. And then, so we're thinking like, okay, at least we open so we can get a, sound check and stuff like that going. But the headliners didn't show up. Like they kind of, there was like they're on tour together. They showed up at like 6 p.m. I'm like, oh, good. So we were there for 4 hours, just kind of jerking
Was
our
there at
dicks
least like
off.
a Boomers or a Family Fun Center close by you could go to? Fuck, dude. Kill
There's
some time.
a restaurant kind of connected or next to it that I don't know, got a burrito, but at a certain point, it's like, all right, that's
How many burritos can you have before
All of
you
them.
fucking just rage out?
That's what made me think. I'm like, I kind of maybe want to get a new backpack, and I don't know if it's just like because I have all mono stuff or mono gig bags.
Connect
for
those dots. That's okay.
get a new backpack so I can put more shit in there. Because right now I have one that Johnny gifted me, which I like it and I use the shit out of it, and I appreciate Johnny's gift, but it's a little small. I think it's a Matoverse backpack, and it's like just kind of stitching of his, and it's cool. And it's like I said, I'm using it all the time, but it's a little small. So I'm like, okay, if I can get a bigger one with more compartments and stuff like that, maybe I could bring more shit with me that I could. This is now stupid. Like I was thinking, like I could bring my Switch, and I could play Legend of Zelda while I'm waiting.
Can't that just go in your pocket? Like
No, it's too
one
big.
of those. Get those. You need some Dickies, dude.
Get some Dickies or get some cargo shorts again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinkos.
The raver pants.
He's got a gun. You pull it out. It's a friggin' Switch.
Yeah. Got my Joy-Cons.
Oh yeah. He's getting fucking shot over that.
And then, or I could be like, oh, could bring camera or like the Zoom. So I'm like, oh, I could have maybe done some like podcast or video things. I'm like, oh, maybe like setup or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But in the way I have my pack, my pack out now, it's like it's very, very tight. So anyways, I'm just thinking of that. But anyways, they showed up late. They got their shit up on stage. They backlined, so they were gonna backline a whole rig. So 2 guitar amps, a bass amp, drum set, keyboards. I'm like, cool. This big stage, or the stage that was pretty good size, right? Maybe like definitely bigger than Ken Club. Maybe Epicenter size stage, maybe a little bit. But I'm like, which is good for a 3-piece, right? Well, now that shrinks out a lot because now you have to put drums and, not that Adam and I have big amps. He's got a 1x12. I got my, a 2x12 combo bass amp. And it just made a really cramped stage. And, so it's like, okay, well, things are getting crappier. And then it's like, we almost had no time. We just line checked. And then I'm like, oh, cool. So we got here at 4 and didn't get a sound check. Awesome. This is cool. This is cool. Because they're like, well, the headliners showed up so late and they had to put their stuff on stage first. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we saw it happen. We were here.
And I'm like, okay. So we checked everything. And then the sound guy sucked ass. I'm just going out there on the, putting it out there. Just, he couldn't, monitors for me weren't getting shit. I'm like, cool. So now I'm just hearing the room. All right. I've seen, I know these roads. I can figure it out. But Adam and Brian, were doing in-ears. And so he got it all set up actually really well for them. And then I'm like, okay, so I don't want to fuck with in-ears right now because I'm like, we don't have our setup. It's just Spaghetti City.
Sound guy was in on it. Now you're going to have to.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. They got their setup sounding pretty good. I couldn't hear, but I'm like, whatever. I can feel my bass and, hear it because of my amp. And then I can hear the drums and then guitar is loud enough and kind of pointed my way. I'm like, can't hear my vocals, can barely hear Brian and Adam's vocals, but I know the songs. That's why you practice, right?
Yep.
So you go, and then we, I think, played well enough, and there was, a decent amount of people there, but a couple songs in, out of nowhere, Brian and Adam's in-ears just like it just bass started going crazy in their ears, and then the volume just and blew out Adam's in-ears.
Damn.
And I'm like, cool, because the guy, he was fucking with it. On the board, he was fucking with their monitors. And it's like, we already did line check. Leave it. It's a digital board. You don't touch it. And so he fucked with it and then fucked with their in-ears. And that was one thing that I was thinking, I didn't say it because I could tell Adam and, Brian were pissed. But it was like before the show, Brian was like, well, it doesn't take that much space to bring, your in-ears. Just bring them with you all the time. And then that way you could have in-ear setup with us. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. Or what if my in-ears blew out?
Yeah.
I'd be pissed. I was pissed when I had earwax clog in one of them. If they blew out, I'd be fucking, oh my God. So that sucks. But I'm like, okay, I think for the, I think we played well enough, and then I could hear my bass really well because they were getting the DI out of the dark glass there. And then apparently, Brian's wife was in the crowd. It's like, yeah, it sounded really bad out there. So he's like, you got, which is nice because she is honest. And Brian's like, I don't want my wife just to lie. Like, oh, you guys were so good. It sounded awesome. She's like, I've seen it. She's like, I've seen you guys plenty of times. But I'm like, the guy is like, you guys played well, but it just sounded bad. It's like you couldn't hear anything. Then I'm like, yeah, it's because we didn't get a sound check. We were there for it, and we wanted it, and we're like, we'll sacrifice being here at 4:00 for a sound check.
Yeah.
That sucks though. That could have caused like hearing damage to those guys.
Yeah, and so
that's why aren't sound guys supposed to be like licensed for that reason, so they don't destroy people's ears?
I've never heard that before.
No.
Huh.
But
I thought
I've definitely run sound before, and the only license I got is electrical license. So
yeah, not even a driver's one.
License to kill.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was nice because people did enjoy us, and they were like, selling merch is nice. When you don't really get paid at the show. So
yeah.
But no, it's cool getting the old merch out and sold, and people are excited about it. Never seen us before, and then just people say like, oh, I always like getting my glory. People say like, hey, you're a great bass player. I'm like, I'm not. No, I'm not really. I have a bass line where it goes boom, boom, boom. Don't. It's, oh my God, look at that bassist. He's crazy. Whereas the bass players for the other bands are doing like, we played with a ska band. The guy's like, do. He's like walking all over the place, going crazy. And to me, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I hit 3 notes. And people are like, whoa, dude, that's sick bass line.
Hey, man, it's all about the notes you don't play, all right?
Yeah. I like that as a bass player. I'm like, I'm going to play less. I'm letting the guitar shine. And just like holding a note. And my favorite thing to do, and I do it all the time, is if I'm gonna do a chord, it's just the 5th. Like do 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 do, and people are like, whoa, look at that walking bass line. I'm like, it's literally not a walking bass line. I just go play the first and then the 5th. I'm just going 1 2 1 2 1 between those notes, and be like, wow, that's crazy. You're moving so fast on that bass. I'm like, no, I'm just going a power chord. I'm going between the 2 notes. I like I think if you're just a bass player that shows up with gear, people are like, whoa, you're fucking great.
The best bassist right here.
You're one of the best bass players in the fucking city, man. So
I've been thinking about trying to learn the solo from Maxwell Murder. I tried it in high school when I first started playing, and it was too much.
Exactly.
And I haven't gone back to it since. And I'm like, maybe I can do it now. I might be able to do it.
I did the exact same thing. Because I was like, I learned Chick Magnet. I could do Maxwell Murder. And then I'm like, a tail was over my legs. I can't do Maxwell Murder.
It's like a page and a half a tab for like 13 seconds.
Yeah. And even I listened to it recently. Because it was like house music. I'm like, man, that's an insane bass riff. Basic solo. I'm like, who even has bass solos? I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah. So we played with this opened with this band Beta 7. We played with them back, opened up for Guttermouth a few months back, and so it was nice to play with them again. They're a ska band, which, a 3-piece band on a crowded stage. We made it work. They are a 7-piece band. They couldn't fit on the stage. Imagine it, like, that sucks. Like, there's a stage and you can't fit the whole band on there. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, they made it work. It was okay. And they, to me, I'm like, man, they sounded a lot better. Not to, like, disparage, but, like, their sound was so much better and bigger at the other venue that we played at. I mean, maybe because that sound person, did a way better job. They knew what the hell they were doing. And it sucks that, like, you could practice and do all this shit like that, and then it sounds bad to blame it on a sound person, a sound engineer, but I'm like, they can really make your band sound like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't do anything to make you pissed off at me, to make me sound like shit, but you are doing this to me. So, yeah. And it was kind of a funny thing with that band that the keyboardist missed that Guttermouth show, so they played as a 6-piece, but he was there at this show. He's a cool guy, and but there's certain parts like like ska bands where they're like an instrument won't play, so maybe like they're just the trumpet player's like skanking and dancing and stuff like that. So what this guy does, he has a yo-yo, a light up yo-yo, and he's very 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 good at it. So he's there and like he did his keyboard part intro or whatever, and then the song's going. And he runs up to the stage, the center stage, and he's doing these these yo-yo tricks where he's spinning the yo-yo, he's doing it, launching it in the air. he's making different animals and stuff like that with it. I'm like, whoa, that is cool. What is dude? I'm like, that's a very ska thing to do, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do? Oh, I play yo-yo and keyboard in my band.
Yeah, lead yo-yo.
And then people like loved it. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. And there's like this like kind of upper, I don't know, green room area where like, you know, the two opener bands, we didn't go up there. It was just for the headliners. I'm sure we could have gone up there, but I'm like,
The
fuck.
late headliners. Yeah.
They're just up there drinking, hanging out. But they can kind of oversee the stage and the the venue. And then when that guy was doing his yo-yo tricks, they all got up and were just looking down. It's like, whoa, look at this! I mean, they're grabbing the whole band, and they're all like, their tour managers and chicks that are up there are watching the yo-yo guy. It's like, fuck your band, but the yo-yo guy is cool. But anyways, so
I want a yo-yo.
Yeah.
it would be.
My kid's got a yo-yo.
I've never been able to do yo-yo. Like as a kid, and even like I think maybe even towards like maybe preteen, teenage, whatever. And I'm like, let me give it another shot. I still couldn't get it. I'm like, fuck this. I just want to like have it just. But no, I can't.
That's
the right
about all I
one.
can do right there. Yeah.
Like, because I want it to
not
spin
just
and
any
stay.
yo-yo. You have to get a Dunkin', dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna be yo-yo guy
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, dude, you got to get the Dunkin'. I forget what it's called, but it's got like a bearing.
Okay.
So as soon as you add resistance to the bearing, then it grabs. Some
Okay.
yo-yos are just like a spindle with like a little bar between. So it's up and down. But you have the ones that have like the bearing, and they'll like sit, pop it up.
The walk the dog or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See, I got a couple I can do.
Cat's cradle. You got a tactical yo-yo?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna look for one right now.
Part
My
of your
EDC.
everyday carry? Yeah.
Yeah. Tactical. Yeah. So this
Damn.
is maybe like a quick topic we can do. I don't know. We're at almost an hour. Do you think we can do a quick topic, or what do you say?
Yeah.
Bring it from there.
I still have a little bit of moonshine left in my glass. I'm good.
All right.
I finished my beer already.
Yeah. So, with this, the band that got to get a sound check sounded really great. The Barstool Preachers, and I really enjoyed their show. Never have I ever. I've heard of the band maybe, but I never listened to them before. And I watched their show, their performance, and it sounded great. Their whole show was fun, start to finish, every song. And then made me think, I'm like, let me go check them out on Spotify. Obviously, didn't buy the record because it's on Spotify. don't support them actually. Hey, so I listened to their newest album, and I'm like, okay, I recognize some of these songs from the show, and their new album, only the first 3 tracks on that album are good. The rest are like. Just kind of okay. So it made me think, I'm like, okay, is it just the fact that it was live music, that it was just like that's what entertained me, or the fact that there's just a bunch of hot dudes on stage? I don't know.
Hell yeah.
A bunch of hunks on stage. And so it could have been different songs that they played, but I'm like, okay, have you ever seen a band that you're like, oh man, they crushed it live, and then you listen to their recording, you're like, this sucks, or even vice versa, where you're like, oh, they were recording so good, it's my favorite. You see them live, and you're like, So I guess my first example is the Barstool Preachers. I'd say listen to their newest album, but just the first 3 songs, and then the rest are highly skippable. So Above the Static from the Barstool Preachers. 3 songs in, and then after that you can move on to something else. Listen to War Mode or something.
Yeah.
Does that say your jam, War Mode?
Yeah, I do. I really like that podcast. I listen to it every episode.
My man, Billy and Spud.
Sometimes they sound like such idiots. Oh my god!
I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I will say, so the inverse option of band that I really like their albums, and then when I saw them live was not into them. Manchester Orchestra.
Okay.
And it's not that they didn't play well or they didn't sound good, but it was a lackluster, dull show. Like,
Yeah.
it
okay.
They were not there to entertain anybody. They were just there to play through their songs.
They're just
Damn, where was this at?
clocking in at the office.
Yeah. It was called the Summer's End Festival out in Tempe, Arizona. Yeah.
I went to that same show. Pretty sure.
With Brand New, Jimmy Eat World, Kevin Devine, Spoon. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't find them bad at all, I guess. Damn. But Jimmy Eat World was pretty lame, actually, now that you bring up that show.
Oh, really? I thought they did a great job.
They did. No, they sounded great.
Yeah.
They just did like they always did. And didn't move around. They're like ghosts on stage.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Manchester Orchestra. They did not move at all either.
Someone goes up there with a defibrillator, thinks they're like, are you okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good show, though.
Yeah. I guess that was also one of mine, was seeing Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
It was back maybe 2006, 2007. It was, I can't remember who else opened. Some, like piano guy and chick drummer.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I'm like, I don't remember the band, but like they opened, and then I was there to see Taking Back Sunday. That's when they did the Make Damn Sure, I think, that album. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
She said, go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I'm like, Taking Back Sunday. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I like them a lot. And then I'm like, all right, it's time for Jimmy Eat World. And I'm like, why?
This is during Futures, right?
Yeah, I think so. All like slow songs opening up. I'm like, play Bleed American. God damn.
Yeah.
Play the middle. But it's
play the one album I like from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play that one song I like. Jesus.
God damn. For me, I'm just sitting in the, like, it was at SDSU. So whatever that amphitheater was, or
open air.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right. And I'm just up in the stands. There you go.
So that open air amphitheater, we're going way back now. When Dejan Tondo, no, not Dejan Tondo. Yeah, when Dejan Tondo came out by Brand New, I heard it and I thought, this is lame, sappy acoustic music, and I was not into it.
Yeah.
And then Brand New was opening for MXPX at the open air amphitheater. And I went, and freaking Brand New killed it. They put on such a great show, played so well. After that, I was sold on them.
Nice. Yeah. I got into Brand New way later, too. I remember it was a band Kyle loved for the longest time in high school, and I was like, can't get into it. Fuck that. Fuck you. And then, like, it must have been, like, what, maybe
last
5 years or so ago. Whenever we went to go see them, they opened up for Modest Mouse opened up for them.
Oh,
that was a good show, too. Modest Mouse kind of sucked. Yeah.
They did. Though which is expected, because it's,
Modest Mouse.
Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they definitely sapped up that show. It's like, God.
Yeah.
And then Brandy went on. I was like,
married him.
Then it felt like it was an actual show.
Yeah. It's like
lights and freaking screaming and stuff.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird.
But I was one screaming.
Brand New headlined, and Modest Mouse opened up.
Well, it showed on the ticket that Modest Mouse was headlining. So I was like, hell yeah. We're going to see fucking Brand New. It's going to be sick. We're gonna cut out for all these people that came to see, hear that one fucking song from.
We'll watch Brand New, and then we'll just all float on out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, cool. We can.
Well, that is that on this is this. Yeah.
That was like the plans. Like, oh, cool. And then we get out of here, and then you're like, what's this? Oh my god, are you shitting me? And it's like they open up, and you're like, we gotta sit through this cocksucker.
The radio. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole time.
And then, but like, I think Brand New knew San Diego was their town, so they were like, all right, everybody's gonna be for a long old set from Brand New. So, it is what it is.
When it was before they released Science Fiction.
Yes.
So they were releasing demos in that time period, I think. So
was that when those singles were coming out? Like Mene and all that?
Yeah, so I think it was like, we're putting out some, I think that the demo came out, like the leaked demos. So
Yeah.
they were on something without having to write new music, like a whole record.
Yeah.
You know, they were touring for some reason. It's like, what the hell? They were playing again.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they went through a lot of different phases of playing and not playing and big spans between albums.
Oh, yeah. 7 years.
7 years.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. But anyways, I kind of hijacked it from you, Kyle.
It's a brand new podcast.
Yeah.
no, I would say, you know, I've mentioned it before, but and I already mentioned it, but it would totally be Jimmy World. Because
Okay.
I would super anticipate, like, oh, this would be great. And then, I mean, they were great, actually. You know what? I guess they sounded great, and they played, you know, their recordings are great, so that's not really a good example. But it was just the show was still not, I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, when's this fucking. Like, this is like the biggest band actually on this bill, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were the last band up, weren't they?
I don't think so.
No.
No, Brand New was last.
No, brand new was before. Oh, yeah, you're
that
right.
Tempe.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brand New was last. It was dark as hell.
Yeah, because I left Jimmy Eat World early to make sure I got a good spot at brand new. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the way they had like 2 stages, so you could shift between them,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mhm.
or you could find the sweet spot and just kind of like turn.
Yeah.
Man.
So, yeah, but I think Jimmy World played. It was still daytime. It was still daylight.
That's weird. Yeah.
Thrice played. It was just starting to get dark.
Right. Thrice.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thrice put on a good show.
Fuck, dude, it's great. Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. He makes my ankles weak.
Dustin
Dustin
Kensrue.
Kensrue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was listening to him today.
Oh,
It's like, while working, like a fistful of sand. I got you, Dustin.
So
Yeah.
one band that I saw live, had never heard of before I saw them live,
Mhm.
that I thought did great was Go Betty Go.
Okay.
They opened for MXPX at Soma, and I thought they put on a great show. And I bought their CD at the merch table afterwards and everything, and got it home and listened to it, and I was just like, I don't like this. Don't care
Throw
for
out
it.
the window on the way home.
Yeah.
Deuce.
Peace.
Yeah. They're a good
Go
band.
Betty go. Yeah.
Yeah, we opened up for them once.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah, they're a good band. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other ones. There's like, I mean, there's always, I mean, there's, I guess, a different topic. You know, when you see like a band open up for the headliner that you're there to see.
Mm-hmm.
One that I remember seeing was, I think it was Real Big Fish headlined, and then it was MXPX was support, and then the opener was the band Whole Wheat Bread, which was, do you remember
Yeah.
that band? They're great
I
band.
remember. Yeah.
You know, it's like a trio pop punk band, and you know, not to bring it to that, but it's like they were all black guys.
Racist.
I know. And that was kind
Canceled.
of canceled. But they're like, yeah, I know you probably don't see a band with all black guys. That's like, they kept making those jokes.
Well, they all were dressed like like football jerseys and shit, and like
yeah. They dress like hip hop kind of thing because it's what they like to do. But they played like
yeah, but
pop
it just
punk, like
yeah.
you know, they like playing like my girlfriend. You know, it's like it sounded like it's like they're playing that and they're doing it like really well. They're just like like lame like girlfriend dump me pop punk music,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like they told it's like that was kind of their shtick, and I'm like, man, that band kicked ass. I was like, I've never heard of this band before, but I'm like, I was so glad I watched them. It came early. That was probably one of my favorite openers. And I still go back and listen to their albums now. They're good.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought. I think when I was on iTunes, I was buying their shit. So
Yeah.
I supported. So
Mhm.
now I'm not with Spotify.
Mhm.
Here's my pennies.
Oh my god, you remember that kind of like that transition from like CDs to like Spotify now? It's like I would buy so many things on iTunes.
Oh yeah,
and I still have them, but I'm like, what a fucking waste of money that was. If you would have just held out for a couple more years, you would just get a Spotify for $7 a month. Which I'm like, although you're supportive of the artist, but still. Like, same thing. I came on my drive home. I'm like, I'm going to listen to that band, Barstool
You
Preachers.
came on your drive home?
Yeah, just busted.
Nice drive home.
Yeah, busted. On my drive home, I'm
lucky.
I just listening to the Barstool Preachers. I'm like, oh, cool, let's check them out. I'm like, ugh. Usually you go to an artist and just hit whatever their top songs are, start playing from the top one, and I'm like, ugh.
There's too many to name. That's the only reason why I had something to talk about, I guess, is because Coe brought up that show. I can't think of it because I listen to a lot of. I'll skip through a bunch of Spotify things. I'm like, how do you have 4 million plays on this song? Let me click it. I'm like, oh, God, I don't even know this band, but this is horrible.
This is fucking.
I don't even know why you have. I have 1,000 plays on my song, my one single. Lord, why can't you give me? Lord, I see what you've done for other people, and I want that for myself.
I need to get out of this hellhole. I believe it is.
This shithole I've dug myself into. Thank you, Lord.
Shithole. Thank you. Yeah. Anyways, that was fun. I don't know. Let's bring it in for a landing. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Coe, thanks for joining us. Thanks for
So we had a girl, by the way. We had a girl, by the way.
Oh,
girl.
yeah. He had another baby.
Heard you guys debating.
Yeah. Well, I
you were super secretive about it. We didn't want,
I pulled back because I was like, oh, Coe's been busy. He's got shit that he's dealing with. I'm like, that's such a bad way to say, like, oh, he's had a kid.
He's dealing with some stuff, right?
Oh, he's got some shit to do. What?
Yeah.
Take care of a human being that he brought into this world? That just shows how stupid I am.
It's way easier than you think, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm sure you had a big role in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyways,
You got a listy list?
Yeah. So, Coe, where can people find out more about your bands and what you're working on?
I am Coe Schneider on all the interwebs, and Nite Tides, spelt Nite Tides, because that makes it harder for people to find.
Well, it's like Nick at Night. I like it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's supposed to play into that whole like mid-century modern like thing that we do, that everybody does these days. So.
Ah, fuck. We didn't even get into any tour stories. No,
well, you're gonna have to have me come back.
That's what I'm saying. This was
no. This is the last one.
Because I got some good tour stories too.
We'll have to have you back because
you drove through my native state. You didn't even say hi, dude.
As little as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did play Amarillo, but you couldn't make the 4-hour journey.
Yeah.
8 hours. Imagine that driving.
We should have met in the halfway,
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey, all right, gotta go. Bye.
No, it's 3 hours just to Dallas for me. So I think it's another 3 to freaking Amarillo.
Yeah. But
yeah, we wouldn't have put you up that night either because we hit the road right after. So
you're fucked. Figure it out on your own, Kyle. Bye.
I just miss you. Bye.
Anyways, you're like, Coe's so cool. Anyways, you're back on the road. You just drive right back home. Anyways, yeah, we'll have you back for sure. It's actually these are easy enough to do if I get out of work on time. But anyways, let's bring it in for a landing here. Just want to say thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. Thank you, Coe, again. Thank you again. And then if you like the show, you can follow along on social media. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. And then we're on Instagram at the Tone Jerks. And then we have a YouTube channel that you can watch half of this video on because I didn't start recording till halfway. And then, let's see. All those linked in the description
Just do
below.
a screenshot. Do a screenshot of this and just have it like still shot all the way and then have it catch up.
Yeah.
And so people think something's wrong with their
there. So
stream the whole time.
Everybody
Or
make
this video
pause,
in
like-
reverse.
like
Yeah.
the whole time just like finger guns. Anyways, so all those linked in the description, as well as our a way to support the show on patreon.com/thetonejerks. You can support the show for as little as $1 a month, but if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week, and you get the whole back catalog. There's over 286 bonus podcasts over there. They're behind the paywall. You get the juicy stuff. You get the juicy Lucy stuff over there. And then, just for the support, we want to give you a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give it to me?
I have Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Second Button Podcast. I have Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Chris from 37 Effects, Joe from is it the Like My Network?
Yeah.
I believe so.
The Like My Network, Will Lehue from Energy Weapon, and Tony DeGraw from Texas State Boggle Champs. Because you got Doug Chris doing Masters of Cinematic Universe, Will Lehue jumping in.
They got the Just Surprise Me podcast.
They're all doing their own.
Texas State Boggle Champs.
They're doing too much,
here
actually.
now. Don't lose track.
They're just doing too much.
It's just too much.
We got RJ Smith from Tele Talks, Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rowell from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin Equits from Equits Guitars, and Coe Schneider from the band Nite Tides.
Yeah.
That's some effects in there. We got Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars.
Funny if out of nowhere Coe just does a backflip. She's like, hey, Coach, like he's been kind of like we got Coach Schneider. He just like backflips and then just like ta-da.
Yeah, have the stadium music playing though. Doom, doo, da, da, doom, doo, da. You just don't running around.
Hey,
This is stupid. I don't know why I have that song like running nonstop in my head all
what's
fucking
the name
day.
of that song? We had to find it and just be. We should make that the podcast. You just get sued.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I don't think you get sued. Come on.
Yeah.
Probably,
It's fair use.
come on.
You good?
Yeah. Anyways,
That
where
would
are
be
we
sick,
at?
though. Oh, fuck. We're Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean Fahey from the band Shadowhounds. Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects. And How to Fucking Solder on YouTube. Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects. Mike Oxbig.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Prove it.
Oh, sorry. The name here. Michael Oxenberger. No, Mike Oxbig. Hugh G-Rection. And Denny Whacked It.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Guy Fecta. Zach Hale. We should move him. He's probably not.
Light.
He's not like, I doubt he wants his name read. Like, hey, I contributed to this podcast, And then
Anyway.
my name gets read, and then he's trying to show off to his friends, and then it's like, what the fuck? Everyone's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
That's a horny podcast.
Yeah. Got some horn dogs up in there, dog. We got Eric Merrill from YouTube and Instagram. Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast. Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices. Tyler Rhines from Tyler KC Riffs on Instagram. Matthew Fenslaw, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens, and Pete from over there.
All right.
Oh, there.
Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Coe, we'll have to have you back.
I'll be back.
Whether you like it or not, we'll have you back.
Absolutely.
And
Just keep your webcam plugged in. We'll tap into it and
Yeah.
call you.
All the time.
All right. We'll see you next time. We love you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.